We tell stories of human way, not with artificial voices or AI slop. In the end, what's HFI without humanity? Subscribe to keep it this way. My name is Amir Sohal. Let's begin. The evening sky over the small human colony shimmered in shades of orange and pink. Birds flew home, and the wind carried the faint scent of blooming flowers. In this peaceful scene, a family walked along the dusty path toward their modest home. Among them was Lena, a single mother, holding the hand of her young son, Kai. His small fingers clutched hers tightly, as if sensing the way of the world that even a child could not fully understand. Lena had lived on Earth all her life, but the world had changed. Technology advanced. Humans reached the stars, and yet some threats remained that no machine could predict. She had heard stories of alien visitors, distant scouts observing Earth, but she had always dismissed them as tales for frightened children. That is, until the day Kai stopped suddenly, pointing to the horizon. "Mom, look, something is there." Lena squinted. A dark shape floated high above the forest. It moved silently, but with an unnatural grace. Her heart skipped a beat. It wasn't a plane, not a satellite. It was something else. Before she could react, her communicator buzzed urgently. It was a warning from the colony network. Unidentified craft detected in restricted airspace. Non-human origin. Lena's hands trembled as she pressed a button to hear more. Static filled her ears, then a voice, calm but firm, delivered the chilling message. All residents must shelter immediately. Unknown entities approaching. Evacuation may not be possible. Her eyes darted to Kai. He had no idea what the words truly meant, but he sensed her fear. "Mom," he whispered. Lena knelt, holding him close. "It's okay, baby. We'll be fine. We'll stay safe." But even as she spoke, she doubted her own words. Deep inside, something told her that this was no ordinary threat. The colony had protocols for emergencies, safe bunkers, evacuation routes, and emergency drones, but all of them relied on speed and human order. Now, the very survival of her child depended on instinct. She took a deep breath and made her decision. She would protect Kai, no matter the cost. The ground trembled lightly beneath their feet. Lena froze. She looked around. The birds had vanished. The wind had stopped. Even the usual sounds of the forest seemed muted. A cold, unnatural silence had fallen, and in that silence, Lena heard it. The hum of something massive hovering just above the treetops. "Mom." Kai's voice quivered. "Yes, baby. Stay close." They ran, hearts pounding. Lena guided Kai through narrow paths, past trees twisted by strange growths that seemed to pulse with life. The alien craft hovered closer, its dark silhouette reflecting the last rays of sunlight. Lena's mind raced. She had to reach the old stone clearing near the river, a place she remembered from her childhood. It was open, defensible, and most importantly, far from the main colony. As they ran, Lena noticed the earth around them reacting strangely. Small rocks shook as if alive. The river ahead bubbled unnaturally, sending sprays of water into the air like warning signals. Something inside her stirred. Earth itself is awake, she thought. It senses the threat. The hum of the alien ship grew louder, vibrating through the ground and through her chest. Lena stumbled but caught herself. Kai held onto her hand tightly, not crying, but his small face was pale with fear. She whispered words of encouragement, though each word sounded fragile even to her own ears. Then came the first strike. A beam of light shot down from the ship, narrowly missing them. It scorched the ground where they had just been standing. Lena ducked behind a boulder, pulling Kai close. Her mind screamed, "They know we're here. They're hunting." Lena's instincts kicked in. She scanned the area and noticed the trees forming a natural barrier to their left. If they could reach it, they might hide, at least for a little while. She grabbed Kai's small hand, dragging him along. The craft's beam moved with terrifying precision, forcing them to dodge and sprint. Lena felt the heat singe her hair, smelled the ozone from the energy weapon, and heard the faint crackle as it scorched the earth around them. She was not trained for this. No one in the colony was. Yet, she fought against despair. She fought for Kai. Finally, they reached the dense grove. Lena pulled a branch down to cover their hiding spot. She crouched low, pressing Kai to her chest. "Shh, quiet. Don't move." Her voice was calm, though her heart raced. Through the gaps in the branches, she watched the alien craft hover, scanning, its light beams sweeping the ground. Lena held her breath. Kai's small hands gripped her arms, trembling. "Mom, they're gonna get us." "No," Lena whispered, trying to sound certain. "No, not if I can help it." Suddenly, the ground beneath them shook violently. Lena fell forward, dropping Kai for a moment, but quickly scooped him up. A low rumble echoed through the grove, and the river surged violently as if responding to the threat. Lena realized that the planet itself was reacting. This was no ordinary battle. It was a test, a response from Earth itself. The alien ship hesitated, sensing the tremors, but it continued its search. Lena's mind raced. "I have to make a decision. We cannot run forever. We must stand." She looked around and noticed a fallen tree trunk spanning the river. It was risky, but it might give them a chance to cross safely. Lena held Kai tightly. "We're gonna cross, baby. Stay with me." With careful steps, they balanced across the slippery trunk. Lena felt the water rushing beneath her, cold and unforgiving. One slip could mean death, but she pressed on, focusing on Kai and the instinct to protect him. Halfway across, a strange glow emanated from the river. Lena paused. She realized the water itself seemed alive, responding to her determination to save her child. The glow pulsed, forming a protective barrier around them for a brief moment, just enough to obscure them from the alien sensors. Lena's eyes widened. Earth is helping us. As they reached the other side, Lena knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would not leave easily, and the danger would grow. She needed to find a place to plan, to fight, and to survive. Her instincts told her that this was no random attack. Something bigger was at play, and humans were only beginning to understand their role. She found a small cave nestled into the cliffside overlooking the forest. It was hidden, dry, and safe enough for the moment. Lena laid Kai down gently. "You're safe for now," she whispered, though her own voice carried fear. Kai looked up at her with wide eyes. "Mom, are we going to be okay?" "Yes, baby. We will be okay. We have to be together." Lena's mind raced. She thought of the colony, the people she loved, and the life that hung in the balance. She realized something profound. This was not just about survival. It was about justice, about Earth defending its children. And she would be the first line of that defense. The alien craft hovered above, scanning relentlessly. Lena peeked from the cave entrance. Its light swept over the forest, unaware of the bond between human and planet that was beginning to awaken. She clenched her fists, determination hardening in her chest. "Earth, guide us," she whispered. "Help me protect my child." The ground trembled again, more violently this time. Lena felt a surge of energy beneath her feet, a promise that they were not alone. Something ancient and powerful had awakened. It was Earth, and it was responding to her desperate call. Kai snuggled closer, exhausted but alive. Lena held him tight. She knew that the days ahead would be dangerous, full of fear and unknown forces. But she also knew one thing. She would not let Kai fall. Not to fear, not to aliens, not to anything. Outside, the sky darkened as the alien craft adjusted its position, preparing for the next strike. Lena drew a deep breath, steeling herself. This was only the beginning. The battle for survival, the bond between human and Earth, and the fight for justice had just begun. And somewhere, deep within the planet, Earth's heartbeat matched her own. It was a warning. It was a promise. It was fury. Lena pressed Kai's small hand to her chest. "We are ready," she whispered. And for the first time, she felt the weight of hope mingle with the certainty of danger. The night settled, but the storm was only beginning. The night was heavy with silence, but Lena could feel it, an unnatural stillness, as though the forest itself was holding its breath. Kai slept fitfully in her arms, shivering against her chest. The cave offered some safety, but Lena knew it was only temporary. The alien craft was still out there, hovering like a predator, scanning for any sign of human life. She pressed her back against the cool rock wall and listened. A low vibration thrummed through the ground, Faint but undeniable. Lena's eyes widened. Earth is alive, it's aware. Outside, the wind shifted suddenly, carrying a strange electric scent. Trees swayed violently, yet no gust of wind had come. Birds screamed somewhere in the distance, then fell silent. Lena hugged Kai closer, whispering, "Stay with me, baby. Nothing will touch you while I'm here." The alien ship moved with deliberate precision. Its dark hull reflected the faint starlight, and Lena noticed faint blue lines running along its surface, like veins carrying power. Every movement it made sent vibrations through the earth, shaking loose small stones and stirring the river into unnatural waves. Lena felt a chill. These beings were not only advanced, they were calculating. Kai stirred, sensing the tension in the air. "Mom, are they coming?" "Yes, baby, but we're safe. For now," Lena said, though she wasn't entirely sure herself. She could feel the alien energy pressing down on her, heavy and suffocating. It was not just technology, they were something more, something that could sense fear. The ground beneath the cave quivered again, stronger this time. Lena felt a pulse, a beat that seemed to resonate with her own heartbeat. She realized the truth. Earth itself was preparing to fight. The alien craft sent a probe down, a sphere of shimmering metal that floated silently toward the cave entrance. Lena held her breath. The sphere emitted a faint hum, scanning every surface. Lena could almost hear it thinking, calculating, analyzing. Her mind raced. "We can't fight them head on." "Not yet." She scanned the cave. Stalactites hung above. Loose stones littered the floor. Maybe Earth could help her make a trap. She whispered to Kai, "Stay very quiet, baby. Do exactly as I say." He nodded, eyes wide. Lena gathered stones in her hands, ready to throw at the probe at the right moment. The sphere hovered closer. Lena's pulse quickened. She glanced around. The cave wall had a natural crack, leading to a narrow passage. If they could slip through, maybe they could escape the probe. Then, suddenly, the probe shot a beam toward the cave floor. The rock under Lena's feet hissed and cracked. Kai screamed, and Lena reacted instinctively, shielding him. But the ground beneath the probe started to ripple, as if rejecting the alien presence. Lena gasped, "Earth is fighting back." A sudden burst of energy surged through the cave. The probe toppled, spinning violently before exploding into harmless sparks. Lena shielded Kai with her body, feeling the force ripple against her like a wave. When the light faded, the probe lay in pieces. Lena felt a mix of relief and awe. "Did you see that, Kai? Earth helped us." Kai blinked at her. "It is magic?" Lena shook her head. "Not magic. Earth is alive, baby, and is protecting us." The alien ship reacted immediately. Beams of light sliced through the trees, searching. Lena realized they had only bought a few minutes. They needed a plan, and fast. She looked to the narrow passage and decided, "We're moving, Kai. Stay close." The passage led deep into the forest, where the trees grew taller and closer together. Lena used the shadows, ducking under low branches and stepping over roots. She could hear the aliens scanning, their sensors cutting through the night like sharp knives. Every step felt dangerous. Then she saw it. Glowing runes carved into the stones along the path. Strange symbols pulsed softly, as though alive. Lena paused. "Earth is guiding me." The runes illuminated a hidden path, one that twisted and turned to the thick forest. Lena followed it, pulling Kai along. Every now and then, she glanced back. The alien craft had landed, sending smaller drones to search the forest. Lena's heart pounded, but she noticed something incredible. The animals of the forest, foxes, deer, even birds, were acting strangely. They blocked certain paths, herded them forward, distracted the drones. "It's helping us, Kai," Lena whispered. "Earth is helping us fight." As they moved deeper, Lena realized that the aliens were not just scouts. They were hunting, testing human courage, and perhaps testing the planet itself. Suddenly, the path opened to a clearing. Lena froze. In the center stood a massive stone formation, ancient and strange. It glowed faintly under the moonlight. Lena stepped forward cautiously. Something about it felt powerful, alive. Kai tugged at her hand. "Mom, look." In the middle of the formation, a small pool reflected the stars, but the water shimmered with energy. Lena bent down, touching it. The energy pulsed through her hands, warm and strong. Earth is lending me strength, she realized. A sudden shriek pierced the air. The alien drones had found them. Lena grabbed Kai and ran toward the stone formation, hoping the energy could shield them. The drones fired, but the energy pulsed outward, deflecting the beams. Lena's eyes widened. She had never felt such power before. The drones regrouped, their movements sharp and precise. Lena realized something terrifying. They were adapting. Every tactic she used, every move, the aliens adjusted. This was more than a fight for survival. This was a battle of wits, courage, and connection to the planet itself. She looked down at Kai, whose eyes were wide but trusting. Lena took a deep breath. "We can do this, baby. Just follow me." Using the energy from the pool, Lena created a diversion. She hurled a rock into the clearing, and the energy pulsed outward like a wave. The drone stumbled, giving them a few precious seconds. Lena ran, Kai in her arms, toward a narrow canyon she had noticed earlier. The canyon was treacherous. Steep cliffs, jagged rocks, and shadows hiding unknown dangers. But it was also a path the aliens would hesitate to follow. Lena's muscles ached, her lungs burned, but she pressed on. "We have to survive. We must." As they reached the canyon, Lena paused to catch her breath. Kai clutched her tightly. "Mom, are they gone?" Lena shook her head. "Not yet, but Earth is with us. And as long as we stay together, nothing can break us." Then came the sound, a deep, resonant hum that vibrated through the rocks. Lena's eyes widened. It wasn't the aliens. It was something bigger, something ancient. The canyon walls glowed faintly, resonating with the pulse she felt earlier. Earth was not just protecting them. It was waking fully, responding to the threat. The drone circled above, hesitant now. Lena realized the aliens could sense it too. They were aware of Earth's power and were cautious, perhaps even fearful. Lena held Kai close. She could feel the energy flowing through her, strengthening her resolve. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the canyon. Lena tensed, expecting another attack. But it was not an alien. It was a massive creature, covered in vines and bark, eyes glowing softly. It sniffed the air, then looked at Lena and Kai. Without a sound, it moved aside, creating a clear path. Lena gasped, "Earth's guardians, they are real." She stepped forward, Kai in her arms, following the creature. The canyon opened to a hidden valley, safe for now. Lena placed Kai down gently. "We're safe for a moment," she said. Kai looked around, on his eyes. "Mom, it's beautiful." "Yes, baby, but we can't stay long. The aliens are still out there. And this is only the beginning." Lena knew the truth. They had survived the first confrontation. But the aliens were adaptive, relentless, and dangerous. Earth had helped them, but the fight was far from over. And Lena, just a human mother, was beginning to understand that her courage, her bond with Kai, and her connection to the planet were now part of something much larger. The night stretched on, filled with unknown sounds and distant hums. Lena held Kai close, listening to the heartbeat of the valley, feeling the pulse of Earth beneath her feet. She whispered softly, "We will fight, baby, and we will survive. Together." Above, the alien craft hovered, its light scanning, unaware that the humans it hunted were no ordinary prey. Lena, a mother, and Earth, a living planet, were preparing resistance the universe had never expected. And somewhere deep in the valley, the Guardians watched, waiting for the moment when humans and Earth would strike back. The war was only beginning. The hidden valley was silent, yet it vibrated with life. Lena knelt beside Kai, who clutched a small branch for comfort, his wide eyes reflecting fear and awe. The warmth of the valley seemed protective, almost alive. Lena had never felt anything like it before. She placed her hand on the ground, feeling a pulse, steady and strong. Earth itself was awake, and it was listening. The alien ship hovered in the distance, its massive form casting shadows over the trees. Lena knew the enemy was watching, analyzing, waiting. The previous night's encounter had shown her one undeniable truth. They could not outrun the alien forever. Survival meant taking a stand. She whispered to Kai, "Stay close, baby. We have to be brave." Kai nodded silently. His small hand rested on hers, a connection so pure and human that it sent a surge of determination through Lena. She realized that the bond between them was more than love. It was power. Earth seemed to recognize it too. Suddenly, the ground trembled violently. Lena grabbed Kai, pulling him down to protect him. The valley responded. Rocks shifted, forming natural barriers. Trees bent to form shields. The river surged with glowing energy, sending up sprays of luminescent water. Lena's heart pounded. Earth is not just alive, it is fighting. The alien drones began their assault, beams slicing to protective light. Lena's instincts took over. She pushed Kai behind a boulder, then scanned the valley. Every natural feature could be used. Every pulse of Earth's energy could be channeled. She whispered, "Follow my lead, Kai. We can do this." The first drone approached, scanning with sharp blue beams. Lena hurled a rock at it, triggering the valley's energy. A surge of light shot from the ground, striking the drone and sending it spiraling into the river. Water hissed as it hit the metal, steam rising. Kai's eyes widened. "Mom, you did that?" "No, baby. Earth did that. We're working together," Lena said, a mix of awe and determination in her voice. The alien ship reacted. It sent multiple drones at once, coordinated and precise. Lena realized that Earth's response was not enough to stop them entirely. They needed strategy. She led Kai toward a grove where the ancient stone runes glowed softly. She placed Kai behind a massive rock, then touched the runes. Energy flowed into her hands, warm and vibrant. She could feel Earth's power thrumming through her, guiding her, strengthening her resolve. The drone swooped down, scanning. Lena focused, directing bursts of energy toward the attackers. Trees uprooted themselves, twisting and moving to block beams. Rocks lifted and hurled themselves at the drones. The river surged again, creating a barrier of water that deflected attacks. The air crackled with electricity, responding to Lena's will. Or perhaps to the strength of her love for Kai. One drone broke through the fences, firing directly at the stone formation. Lena lunged, pushing Kai out of the way, and the beam struck the ground, carving a trench. Lena felt the heat on her skin, but she didn't falter. "We cannot fall now. Not after all this." Kai watched, terrified but trusting as Lena rose again. "Mom, I'm scared," he whispered. "I know, baby, but fear doesn't win. Courage does. And Earth is with us," Lena replied. The alien ship emitted a high-pitched signal, coordinating its forces. A massive drone, larger than the others, descended. Its metal surface glowed red, pulsing like a heartbeat. Lena's breath caught. This was no ordinary drone. It was a war machine built for destruction. Earth responded instantly. The ground beneath the drone cracked. Roots and stones rise to form a barrier. Lightning danced across the valley, striking the machine. The alien drone faltered, scanning frantically. Lena saw an opening. She grabbed a shard of glowing stone from the ground, feeling the energy flow through her. "This is our weapon," she realized. Channeling Earth's power, she hurled the stone at the drone. It struck the hull, and a surge of energy erupted, frying circuits and sending the drone crashing into the river. Steam hissed, and the drone's lights flickered out. Kai clutched Lena's arm, eyes wide. You did it, Mom." "No, baby. Earth did it. We only helped," Lena said, holding him close. The alien ship recoiled, analyzing, learning. Lena could feel its intelligence, the way it adapted to every defense, every attack. But Earth was faster. Lena focused, connecting with the energy beneath her. The valley responded, trees bending, rocks moving, rivers surging, forming a labyrinth that confused the drones. But then came the shock. The alien ship released a pulse, a massive wave of energy that shook the valley. Lena stumbled, clutching Kai. The ground cracked, water splashed violently, and rocks fell from above. The sheer force was unlike anything she had experienced. Kai screamed as a small boulder tumbled toward him. Lena reacted instantly, shielding him with her body. Pain shot through her arms, But she didn't release him. Earth pulsed beneath her, and for a moment, the energy surged back, creating a protective shield around them. The boulders shattered against the invisible barrier, and Kai was safe. Lena gasped for air, her muscles trembling. We can do this, she whispered, more to herself than anyone else. The alien ship adjusted its approach, sending a massive war drone, even larger than before. Lena realized this was the end game, the final push. Earth trembled beneath her feet, responding to the threat, but Lena knew she had to lead. She rose, holding Kai tightly, and stepped into the clearing. The drone fired, a beam of pure energy slicing the air. Lena focused, feeling the pulse of the planet beneath her. Rocks lifted, trees bent, rivers surged, forming a protective cocoon around them. The beam struck the barrier, sparks flying, but it held. Lena pushed further, directing the energy, shaping it like a weapon. With a scream of determination, Lena hurled a massive shard stone, infused with Earth's energy, straight at the drone. The impact was catastrophic. The drone shattered, falling into the river below. The water hissed and steamed, but the valley remained intact. Kai clutched Lena, eyes wide with awe. "Mom, we did it." "Yes, baby, we did it together. Earth and us," Lena said, tears streaming down her face. The alien ship recoiled, hovering high above, its lights scanning, calculating, but it did not descend again. Lena realized it had retreated. For now, Earth had fought and humans had survived, but this was only the beginning. The valley was quiet once more, though the ground still trembled faintly, a reminder of the battle that had taken place. Lena held Kai close, listening to the pulse of the earth beneath her. She realized that humans were no longer alone. They had allies far greater than any technology, Earth itself. Kai looked up at her. "Mom, will they come back?" "Yes, baby, they might, but we are ready now. Together, we are strong, and Earth is with us." The stars above shone brightly, reflecting in the river, as if acknowledging the victory. Lena knew that the next battle would be even greater. The aliens had learned, adapted, and would return with more force. But Lena also knew that the bond between human courage and Earth's power was something the universe had never seen. Somewhere deep within the valley, the ancient guardians stirred. Massive forms, hidden in shadows, moved silently, watching humans. Lena felt their presence, their approval. Earth's fury was not reckless. It was deliberate, calculated, and just. The night stretched on, filled with the soft hum of energy and the occasional distant call of unseen creatures. Lena held Kai, exhausted but resolute. She whispered, "We survived this night, baby, but the war is only beginning." And far above, in the dark sky, the alien ship watched, silent and calculating, unaware that humans were no longer prey. They were partners with the living planet. The next move would not be theirs. It would be Earth's. And Lena, just a human mother, would stand at the center of it, ready to defend her child, her planet, and the future of humanity. The morning sun barely touched the horizon when Lena stirred, Kai still sleeping beside her. The valley was alive with whispers, soft pulses of energy traveling through the earth, the rustling of trees, the distant call of unknown creatures. Lena opened her eyes and felt it. The pulse of the planet was stronger now, deliberate, urgent. The aliens had retreated after the last battle, but Lena knew it was temporary. Their presence had awoken Earth in ways she could not yet understand. She carefully lifted Kai, brushing the sleep from his hair. "We have to prepare, baby. Today we fight again," she whispered, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing inside her. Kai looked at her, eyes wide, but trust shone clearly. Together, they were ready. Outside the valley, the alien ship circled silently, its sensor scanning the terrain below. It had learned from the last confrontation, recalculating strategies. Lena watched through the tree lean, her heart pounding. The aliens were intelligent, adaptive, relentless. But so was Earth, and so was she. The first sign came as a tremor, rolling through the valley like a warning. Lena steadied herself, placing her hand on the ground. Energy pulsed beneath her fingers, stronger and warmer than before. She realized that Earth had chosen its defenders. Humans were not merely passive. They could channel this power, amplify it. And she, a mother, a protector, was at the center. Mom, what's happening? Kai whispered. I'm not sure, baby. But we are not alone, Lena replied. She could feel the energy wrapping around them, protective, almost alive. Suddenly, the alien ship deployed its most formidable weapon yet. A massive war drone, larger and faster than anything Lena had seen. Its hull glowed ominously red, pulsating like a heart, beating with deadly intent. It hovered over the clearing, scanning, calculating. Lena's breath caught. This was no ordinary attack. It was a declaration. The aliens wanted dominance, control, and perhaps revenge. Lena gathered herself. Kai, stay close to me. And no matter what, trust Earth. The drone fired its first blast. The valley shook violently. Trees snapped, rocks tumbled, and a wave of energy surged toward them. Lena shielded Kai, feeling the raw power pressing against her. But then, the energy beneath her hands surged, bright and warm. She realized she could direct it. Slowly, carefully, she pushed it outward, forming a dome of glowing light. The blast struck it, sparking and scattering, but the barrier held. Kai clutched her arm, whispering, Mom, it's like magic. Lena smiled faintly. Not magic, baby. Earth is alive, and it's fighting with us. The alien drone descended, faster this time, firing multiple beams. Lena felt the energy surge again, flowing through her like rivers of light. Rocks lifted from the ground, trees bent and twisted, forming weapons and shields. The river roared to life, rushing with glowing currents that deflected the drone's attacks. Lena realized that every act of courage, every protective thought she had for Kai, strengthened the bond between human and Earth. But the aliens were cunning. The war drone split into smaller units midair, attacking from multiple directions. Lena struggled to defend, her energy stretched thin. She felt exhaustion setting in, her muscles aching. Kai clutched her hand, whispering, Mom, you can do it. Her heart swelled. Courage was not about strength alone. It was about love, protection, and the will to survive. With a surge of determination, Lena focused all her energy on the central drone, channeling Earth's fury through her body. The ground trembled violently, roots and rocks erupting, rivers splitting, lightning crackling through the air. The alien drone faltered, its systems overloaded by the raw force of nature and human determination. Lena's energy surged outward in a wave, hitting the drone with unstoppable force. It exploded midair, shards of metal falling into the river below. The remaining drone scattered, retreating to regroup. Lena took a deep breath, holding Kai tightly. We did it, Kai whispered, eyes wide. Yes, baby, together with Earth, Lena replied. But there was no time to rest. The alien ship, now fully aware of the humans' connection to Earth, began to change tactics. It deployed hundreds of smaller drones, swarming the valley like a storm. Lena's heart pounded. Every defense she had made so far would not be enough. She had to act decisively. Lena closed her eyes and reached deeper into the energy of the planet. She felt the pulse of every river, every tree, every stone in the valley. She realized that Earth was not just fighting. It was teaching her how to fight. The energy flowed into her, amplifying her courage, her instincts, her determination. She stepped forward into the clearing, holding Kai. Earth, lend me your strength. Together, we will protect what is ours. The valley responded. Trees uprooted themselves, twisting into barriers and weapons. Rocks lifted, forming a moving shield. Rivers surged, creating torrents that disrupted the drone's flight patterns. Lightning struck with precision, disabling machines midair. The valley had become a living fortress, a symphony of human courage and planetary power. The alien ship launched its final assault, a massive energy beam aimed directly at the clearing. Lena felt the heat on her skin, even from afar. She gritted her teeth and pushed all her energy outward, forming a shield of pure light. The beam struck, sparking and screaming, but the barrier held, brighter and stronger with every second. Then, with a roar that shook the sky, Earth unleashed its fury fully. The ground split, sending shock waves through the alien ship. Lightning struck continuously, guided by Lena's will. Massive rocks, animated by the planet's energy, hurled themselves into the drones. Rivers overflowed, sweeping away the remaining attackers. The aliens' calculations had failed. They could not predict the force of united human and planetary will. The alien ship hovered helplessly, its systems failing one by one. Lena felt a deep surge of triumph and exhaustion. Every machine, every drone, was either destroyed or retreating. The air was filled with the smell of ozone, scorched earth, and water. Silence followed, thick and heavy. Kai looked up at Lena, eyes shining with wonder. "Mom, we won." "Yes, baby. We survived. Earth fought with us. And we won," Lena said, tears streaming down her face. She hugged him tightly, feeling the bond stronger than ever. But Lena also knew the victory carried a lesson. The universe had tested humans, and humans, with courage, love, and unity with their planet, had proven worthy. The alien threat had been real, dangerous, and relentless, but had underestimated the connection between humanity and Earth. In the valley, the guardians of the planet, massive beings cloaked in vines and stone, emerged silently from the shadows. They observed Lena and Kai, acknowledging their courage. Lena felt their presence, a silent promise. Earth would always protect those who defended its children, its life, its future. Above, the alien ship retreated into the sky, battered, calculating, perhaps even respecting the humans it had underestimated. Lena knew they might return, but she also knew that humans were no longer prey. With Earth as an ally, humanity had awakened a force the universe had never expected. Kai nestled into her chest. "Mom, will they come back?" "They might, baby. But next time, we will be ready, and Earth will be with us. Always," Lena whispered. She kissed his forehead, feeling a deep sense of hope and determination. The valley returned to calm. Streams glistened in the sunlight, trees swayed gently, and the guardians faded back into the shadows. Lena stood, holding Kai, looking over the clearing. The alien threat had been defeated, for now, but the bond forged in battle was eternal. Lena whispered into the wind, "We survived, and we will continue to protect our children, our home, and our planet. Together, nothing can break us." The pulse of the valley vibrated beneath her feet, in sync with her heartbeat. The lesson was clear. Courage, love, and unity with Earth could overcome even the greatest threats. And somewhere deep within the universe, a new respect for humanity had been born. The day dawned fully, bright, and clear. Lena and Kai stepped forward, leaving the battlefield behind. Their journey was far from over, but they had discovered something profound. Humans were not weak. Humans were defenders, and Earth was their greatest ally. And together, they would face whatever came next. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and support us. It really helps us grow and bring more videos like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.